Hello,
Smooth operator!
Hello. My name's Robin. Nice to meet you all. I must say, the last time I saw Krishna with a box of sweets, I was 5 years old and he was in a white van, so this is fun. So I am the fag that Bo had in the beer garden earlier. And I'm also the reason she's got wet trousers.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah. Nice venue, isn't it? The Fortescue. It's nice to be back. Sort of reminds me of the places where I'd be left unattended as a child, like in the corner, with a packet of salted nuts, watching the oily bodies of JLS on the music TV, while my dad was calling people faggots at a pool table. Pretty good venue, eh? There's a lot of nice comedians on as well. Chris did a good. Well, I'll let you be the. How was Chris's set?
Woo!
Pretty good. He's a good lad. If anyone's interested, me and Chris did a podcast last week, and it was pretty good. It was really. So I was like listening back to it. Does anyone listen to podcasts like when they go to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've found it's weird, like, because you listen to a podcast when you go to bed, and then you wake up and you've sort of dreamed stuff from the podcast. Do you know what I mean? So I woke up thinking that me and Chris had like talked about comedy and then sucked each other off. and then when I woke up, I realised we didn't even talk about comedy at all. So I'm going to tell you a story about my dad. Is that all right? You up for hearing a story about my dad?
Yeah.
Right. So. Give you a bit of context, my dad, he's a bit of a mad fella. He's got a good heart and a fucking mental brain. Is that how it is? He's like sort of old school left. Do you know what I mean when I say old school left? Like matey boy in the cap there, you look sort of old school left. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Don't turn away, bro, we're not filming, you won't be on Twitter, it's all good. You know what I mean? He's sort of a bit old school left. Like he believes in like open immigration, but he doesn't believe in sex before marriage. You know? Like the only closed borders in his mind should be the thighs of a virgin girl. He's a cracking fella, my dad. He's a bit of like a mental religious type as well. So we sort of have a lot of disagreements, me and my dad. Because he's one of those sort of religious people that's like, Jesus loves everyone, but I fucking don't. You know, whereas I'm religious as well, and I got that from my dad, like religion. But I'm religious in a sort of more accepting way. You know, I think Jesus died for our sins, so let's have fun. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'd have written the Bible, I would have said, yeah, Jesus was on the cross, so suck a dick, it's been paid for. But yeah, I don't really think I'm taking the mick out of religion, you know, because I do think, like similar to my dad, I do think the one thing we agree on is that you should live your life the way Jesus did. So I will say the biggest sacrifice I make is every weekend I do let myself get nailed by a bunch of blokes.
Fucking wrong.
They're here tonight.
This one of the fellas who nailed me, not thanks for knowing, bud. Yeah, so I'll talk to you about something that happened with my dad recently, and so I'll sort of give you a disclaimer as well, right? So when I talk about my dad, you lot are not going to think this is true, but what I will tell you is my dad is not the same as your dad, right? I can imagine some of your dads go into M&S looking for organic olive oil. My dad goes on Jeremy Kyle show looking for answers. Right? It's different gravy. So my dad came to mine this a couple of weeks ago. True story. My dad came into my house and he's pacing about the gaff. I was thinking, what the fuck is going on here? He's pacing about and he said to me, Rob, look, I need to know that something bad's happened, and I need to know if it comes on top, you're gonna have it sorted. And translation for anyone who doesn't know, like when my dad says, I need to know you'll have it sorted if it comes on top, what that means is, I need you to do something either very illegal or very dangerous, and I need to know that if it goes wrong, I don't need to pay for you to go to therapy. And I said, yeah, look, it's fine, like what's going on? And he said, no, I need to know you can be a man about this. I said, I can be a man. He said, all right, well, if you can be a man, right, if you're in a situation and your mate says to you, someone's trying to beat me up, what are you gonna do? I said, easy. my mate comes to me and says that someone's going to beat him up. I'm sitting down and say, right, give me their name, their address, and I'm going to put my jacket on and I'm going to send my boyfriend round.
Yeah.
Old school masculinity shit. He said, Robin, stop dicking about, all right? I need to know. If a man spits in your face, what are you going to do? I said, easy, come. But so what happened was he said, Rob, look, I've been stealing again, right? He said, I've been stealing again. I said, for fuck's sake, man. And so basically, like my dad, he loves stealing, right? He's gotten really into stealing in later life, and I've never normally had a problem with it, right? Like he's stolen all sorts of stuff, food, clothes. Once he turned up for a poncho, give me a poncho. That was a sort of bizarre experience, and I've never really. I'm live and let live. Do you know what I mean? Like if you want to spend your days chasing the thrill that can only come from shoving as many cheesy triangles and dairy dunkers down your pants. Live and let live. As long as you wash your bits before you go to bed. But this was different. This thing was different. And so basically what he said, look, I've been stealing this really serious. I said, show me what it is. And then he pulled something out of his trousers. Now, as someone who's got 7 years of feet on the ground experience in the gay scene, I can safely say this was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen a man pull. And so I couldn't deal with it. It was that bad, I couldn't deal with it, and I just left. And I was going to the football later on in the day. I was going up Argyle because some of you might be surprised to hear this. Gay people can watch football. Right, we've had an upgrade. We can watch football.
But can they play it?
Can they play it? Well, we got good. We're all right with the ball handling. But no, I suppose when you kick them, you sort of have to wait until they're going to come before you do it.
David Sheeman.
See, now he's making football puns. I'm gay, dude.
That was me.
But yeah, so I've got up to the football, and it was actually, do you know what? I've got a diary entry that I wrote just after this happened. Do you want to hear the diary entry?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna have to switch into narrator mode for a minute. That's alright. It's tense in the Mayflower stand at Home Park, stomping ground of Plymouth's finest football asset, Plymouth Argyle. We faced Cheltenham in the first round of the Carabao Cup, a fixture of a club 2 leagues below ourselves. For a game that we should have safely won, you wouldn't be amiss to think that someone had put Valium in the players' pasties. Clapping dissipated, Argyle on the back foot, and Wayne Rooney has safely got all of the boys to half time without cheating on his wife. I leave the stand, I go to get a beer. I check my phone after a ciggy, and I felt a wave of adrenaline greater than anything that had gone on during the game. Argyle was tense, but outside of the stadium, a bigger storm was brewing in the hearts of Plymothians and animal lovers across the city. I got a text. It said, hey, do you know Mickey? I could have laughed or cried in that moment, and I laughed because I'm not a miserable cunt. Then I get a phone call from a comedian. She says, oh, right, Rob, do you know Mickey? Your friends are on Facebook. I said, that does ring a bell. Yeah, it rings a bell. And she said, oh, well, look, what it is, sorry if you're busy, it might be all overblown, but what it is, he's gone viral on Facebook shoving a tortoise down his pants. I thought, for fuck's sake. Right, and so I gave him a ring. I said, Mickey, fuck's sake, you've done it on camera. Right? You've been rumbled, they've seen you put the tortoise down your pants, you need to go and give it back. He said, I'm not giving it back, it'll blow over in a day. I said, mate, check your Facebook, everyone's calling you R. Shelley. You need to go and give the thing back. And he's refusing to do it, right? He's refusing to do it. And then, he's got the cheek, he turns around to me and says, Rob, you need to help me get rid of the evidence. Me. He asked me to help him get rid of the evidence. I'm a 21-year-old gay man who cries himself into a panic attack watching Rugrats in Paris.
That movie's sad.
It is sad, isn't it? Because there's a bit on the plane. There's the bit on the plane when Chucky finds out he's
no.
got a
No,
man. You know what I'm on about? Yeah, because you're going to start
Don't do
crying.
that.
Yeah, you're all macho until you watch Rugrats in Paris. When the song comes on,
Yeah.
fucking hell, because that's a story
That
time in
shit's
itself,
horrible.
isn't it? It is horrible. You look like that's traumatised you quite a bit. Yeah, you've got a couple of mummy issues from Rugrats in Paris, is it? It was bizarre. Like that was the first time I've ever been asked to help someone sort of organise crime. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like asking me to organise crime is like asking Jeremy Corbyn to organise a community Hanukkah party. So yeah, I said to him, look, you need to give it back. And fair play to him, he actually did decide to give the tortoise back. But when he went to meet up with the woman who he'd stolen the tortoise from, she punched him in the face. Punched him in the face. And I thought, fucking hell, this tortoise must have been a Ninja Turtle, because this woman looks like Mr. Miyagi. She was fucking slapping him about, mate. I said to him, Dad, what are you doing? You're getting punched about by a woman. He said, I don't know what to do. And then she spat in his face, and he came. That's been my time, guys. Thank you very much.